Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is quarter-final number 2. 3 by 3 minute rounds in the 70 kilogram weight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Ken out of the Phuket Fight Club, Thailand, via his home country in Brazil, with an official weight of 69.45 kilograms, 73 fights, 48 wins, 1 draw, 25 fights coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Hugo. And across the ring is his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, trained by Lekla Kanavan and Rambo Sanpum out of All Styles Gym, with an official weight of 69.7 kilograms, 34 fights, 27 wins, 1 draw, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Queensland, the Prodigy, Jonathan Aiulu. When the acting injured man in charge is Elias Delapsis, both fighters can seal the ring.
Quarterfinal number 2, Jonathan Aiulu and Victor Hugo. Hugo in the orange, Aiulu in the black. Brazil versus Australia. Once again, the key to winning 3 fights in one night is to get your opponent out early. There can be no filling out process. There can be no slow start, because already whoever wins this one is going to face a red-hot and very fresh Matthew Stevens, who knocked out Damon Nelson in the first round.
Well, already Hugo's showing some good range control, beautiful front kick, nice step through his side kick. You know, he's showing some great timing and dexterity already. He also caught Aiulu with a nice crisp popping jab as well. So the traditional Thai stylist is showing good range of all techniques. Nice catch. They both are on with the catch to the body kick in this point. Aiulu just having a good hard look at Hugo. Hugo with Lou Regis in his corner from SRG in Sydney.
Good 3-2 combination there from Aiulu. Cheap kick to the lead leg from Victor Hugo. Hugo thrusts out the jab. No right hand for Gumbany. Gloves up high on Jonathan Aiulu. Hugo's got the size differential, round kick off the left leg from the Brazilian.
Timing is certainly on for the Brazilian Hugo from the Phuket Fight Club, and a big shout out to everyone in Thailand from Phuket Fight Club tuning in to this Rebellion card, cheering on their boy, no doubt.
Front kick from Victor Hugo off the back leg. Aiulu trying to get on the inside. Double jab to downward elbow from Victor Hugo.
Strange that Aiulu hasn't pulled the trigger on that big right hand, Michael. He's got a powerful right hand. He's almost tentative to let it go.
He's got to let it go, though. He's got to try and get Victor Hugo out of here early. A high left round kick from the Brazilian. Jab from Aiulu, eats the counter shot. Step through there, gain from Victor Hugo. Lovely timing from Hugo. Outside leg from Aiulu. Body shot from Aiulu, who loaded up the right hand on that occasion. Belly button through the back. Throws a crossing elbow off the lead hand. Left hook there from Aiulu.
Similar movement that got Stevens through that turning hook. So the big hooks off those long step through knees are the go-to. As Hugo throws the shot and ooh-ahs about it himself. He's having a good time in there, the Brazilian.
We are going to get out of the first round here.
That's in a round. 2.
Round number 2, Victor Hugo, Jonathan Aiulu. Brazil versus Australia for the right to proceed to semi-final number 1. Good jab, outside leg kick from Aiulu. Whipping high left round from Victor Hugo, misses. Outside leg from Aiulu. Edging forward the Aussie, quick switch, throws the left round. Hugo goes the inside lead thigh. Jab but no right hand through from Aiulu. Fires the outside leg kick. Good evasion from Aiulu. Fake. Left hook again, no right hand for company. As Hammer said in the first, at what stage will Aiulu finally pull the trigger, pull the pin on that wicked right hand of his?
I'm just sitting back watching this one, Michael, and I'm wondering why there's not a lot more flow with the boxing. You know, they're kicking, it's taking a toll on the legs. You know, getting your opponent out of there with a knuckle on the jawline is going to be the way to go. Preserve your body, let the hands fly. This one, they're almost fighting like it's a 5-rounder.
I agree, Hammer. It doesn't seem to be the right game plan, the right recipe for an 8-man tournament. If this was a single fight on its own as 3 individual rounds, sure, it's okay. But in this style, in this format, it's not the perfect game plan.
Aiulu looking for that turning hook as well. And, sorry to interrupt you there, but absolutely, they're at the tempo of a 5-rounder. They've got to pick it up and make it a fast 3-rounder, get the score, let the hands go.
It is the boxing where they're being most effective, Hammer.
Absolutely, the boxing's going to help preserve your legs. You know, throw the combinations, come out, don't fall forward so you get counter elbowed also. So it's got to be that range control. Step in, throw your combination, step out on an angle, reload, go again.
Now, I'll tell you who's really enjoying this, folks. It's Matthew Stevens backstage at the moment because he is fresh, he is unscathed, he hardly raised a sweat when he knocked out Damon Nelson in the first, and here he is seeing one of his opponents for the semi-final working a sweat, getting their legs banged up in this one. Still going deep into the second, most likely going to go into the 3rd round. It augurs well for Matthew Stevens.
That lead thigh, Aiulu starting to chop. There's the right hand. Aiulu let it go and nailed it. Nicely done.
He's got to let it go more though, Hammer. He's got to really unload on it, start to assault Victor Hugo.
There's got to be more pressure from the Queenslander, the Brazilian. His intent to just tick this one down, done the hard conditioning at Phuket Fight Club. So he'd be happy to take a bit of punishment.
We are going into the 3rd round, 3rd and final, quarter-final number 2.
This one potentially around the piece for mine. First round, Hugo.
Melbourne, 3rd and final round.
Alias Delapsis gets us underway, 3rd and final round, quarter-final number 2. It is important that both men save their legs. The outside left thigh of Victor Hugo is reddened, so too the inside lead thigh of Jonathan Aiulu. They clinch up immediately and throw the knees. You can sense the urgency now. They both know they need to finish each other. They can't go the full 3 rounds.
Popping jab. Aiulu looking to pull the trigger on the right. Look for the uppercut. Down to the body went Hugo. Body kick scores Aiulu.
We haven't seen Aiulu employ the right hand as much as he should have. Knees again from Victor Hugo. Alias Delapsis breaks them. A real sense of urgency. Jab 2 from Aiulu. There's a nice turning hook from Aiulu. Little stagger in the red corner for Victor Hugo. Back at it though, the Brazilian. Jab, no right hand for company from Aiulu. He's got to throw the right. He's got to pull the pin on that grenade. Hugo waits forward, throws a knee off the left leg. Aiulu's got the right hand cocked and ready. Will he release it? Will he let it off the leash now? It's a turning left hand again from Aiulu.
The turning hook has been so effective against those long knees. For me, that's really a go-to. Those long knees, the hands disconnect from the jawline, and you plumb for a hook if you can time it. Aiulu's looking for that off that long knee, but I'm wondering if there's perhaps even maybe something wrong. Oh, there's the right hand. With his right hand, I like to see him roll it a bit more. That rolling right, like that. That's what he has to do.
Finally, the right hand of Jonathan Aiulu, the difference maker, the tub thumper. We've called for it for the last 2.5 rounds, and finally the Queenslander employing the heavy artillery. Can he get Victor Hugo out with 1 minute remaining in this third and final? Big smack bang again, and again from Aiulu. The power salvos now from Jonathan Aiulu, and again the right hand.
Aiulu, smart tactics now too, preserving the legs. He can pull that with his lead hand, pull Hugo's lead hand down and roll that right crossover. Boxing 101, crank and roll if you can do it.
Final 30
Turn.
seconds.
Hugo needs to look for the counter. He knows the right's coming. Lean back and try and thread something over it.
Those right hands, the difference maker for Jonathan Aiulu here in the final round. 20 seconds to go.
Oh, the uppercut.
Are we going to see an Aiulu-Stevens dream semi-final? What's the Brazilian got left? It's a crossing elbow, but not enough to stop Jonathan Aiulu.
Aiulu's timing is slowly coming together. There it is.
Aiulu may take the nod, but how much punishment did his legs weather in the first 2 rounds? Who will go through to the semi-final?
It'd have to be Aiulu. It's a round apiece going into that third, and I'll give it to Aiulu in the third. Hugo rallied, but it was the hands that we called for. It was the hands, that right hand. I wondered why he didn't employ it, and when he did, it brought the damage, it brought the scoring, it brought potentially the result for Jonathan Aiulu. It's gone to the judges.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we head to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored the contest 29-28 to your winner via unanimous points decision. And moving through to semi-final number 1, 2, red corner, the prodigy, Jonathan